Today we're going to be talking about if you can use an iPad and an Apple Pencil for your work to replace a laptop. If you're interested in that, let's get right into it. So, my name is Luke Heyman, and I've been using an iPad for work for approximately a year now. I kind of went into it because I had a desktop, and so I kind of could do all my stuff on my computer, but I needed something to kind of go to class with. And I wanted to take notes, and I was kind of researching what are the better ways to take notes, and finding out that actually it's not that productive and not that good for your memorization to type it out. It's better to kind of handwrite it out. But I didn't want to use paper. I hate kind of books, so this was kind of just a simple solution to have all my notes somewhere, and it was a really cool idea. And I still think, I kind of skip forward to the end of the conclusion, I still think it was a good investment. But today I'll be basically kind of like going through a few questions to make sure that if you're trying to figure out if this is useful for you, that you can understand and see if it is a good option for you. And I'm a computer science student, so I'll be talking about my experience from my lens of my program, and I'm using an iPad as a kind of tool to take notes. However, I have also been talking to other people, and I do take other various courses, so I kind of know what it's good for, what it's not so good for. Alright, so first, let's just kind of jump into why I got this. So one, taking notes. And taking notes, I would say it's better than a computer. There's many options as to what note-taking apps you want to use. I use Notability. I also bought GoodNotes 5, but those are just generally good notes. You can kind of choose whatever paper, choose the width, choose the color. You can replace, resize, erase things easily. You don't make mistakes, and you can kind of rearrange and structure your page however you want it. And that's really cool to have that freedom. That's a big reason why I wanted this. So the note-taking app part is great. Also, if I want to write on top of a file, for example, I'm in a class and they post a lecture and I want to import the lecture into my iPad and kind of jot over it, I can definitely do that. I just need to download it, and then I can just share it into a note and open it and just draw over. And that's works perfectly. However, I will admit that sometimes I'm not able to download things like a Word document off my Learning Space, which is the server that we use at Laurier, my university. And so sometimes I can't download. It's a bit annoying, and I have to ask my friend to download the file, send it to me by email, and download it and upload it there. It's a bit of an extra step, but it still works. And so for that, it's still cool. Second thing is reading. I thought I would use this a lot for reading, kind of taking notes, etc. And I do admit, I do follow in class. I follow the lectures on my iPad. I kind of see where they are in the notes. It helps me get an understanding of what they're talking about. So I can use it for that. I also use it for the fact of recently I had a midterm, and I was reading the textbook on this couch right here on my iPad instead of being on my screen. It's kind of always a bit irritating to always be in a chair, and having that mobility factor is nice, something that my desktop does not offer me, but my iPad does provide me that. Why not a laptop instead of this, by the way? It's honestly just for money, and I trust this product. Next up, reading. I'll kind of continue with this one. Reading is good for lectures, good for reading textbooks, but it's not necessarily the best for reading for long times, and also not for reading pleasure like a Kindle app. I've tried reading in my bed with this, but it's not the same. It also has a bit more light, and it's just a little too big. I ended up buying a Kindle to replace it for reading, but I still use it for other things, such as the next point, which is the drawing ability. I'm a person who needs to visualize things, and sometimes I kind of I'm also a designer, so I want to draw and have quite good detail and quite good control over what I'm doing. And this iPad and Apple Pencil actually provides me with that's perfect for that. So if you're looking for this as a drawing, I would really recommend this. It's one of the best tools that you can use. The Apple Pencil is really precise, whether that be first generation or second generation, doesn't really matter. Third, so this will be a bit from a computer science perspective. So in computer science, you have to code and design. No, you just have to code, just that. And you need kind of programs that can code, execute code, and that are strong enough to process. And while the iPad might be strong enough to do it, there's not a lot of apps that are available to do this, and especially the apps that we get asked to use in class, I'm not really able to find on my iPad. It's also, why would I type on such a small screen I would just rather use a bigger screen. I also don't have a keyboard. I could technically connect. I do have a Apple Magic keyboard, which I can connect back and forth between my computer and my iPad, but otherwise, yeah, coding, not so good. So if that's kind of the one downside, I have to go, if I'm coding or doing an assignment, I have to go on a computer on campus or be right here. So it kind of limits the places I can be, and I can't really just work with everyone in a study room or a library. My places where I can study and work, do assignments are dictated by the environment. Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of coding. For essays, for writing, like, I don't know, if you're like writing essays kind of like out on like on paper and taking notes and kind of with a pencil, then this is perfect for you. If you want to write with a keyboard, you can also pair it with that. I've written a few essays like here, just kind of like in study rooms. Those are the kind of work I'm able to do on my iPad, and honestly, I've found a lot of enjoyment in doing that. I can have two screens showing on my iPad, and while it's a bit small, I can still see enough, and I get through it. You definitely will not have that problem if you go with like a more expensive iPad, such as the iPad Pro. So essays, not really a problem. Studying for things and reading lectures and reading through your notes and highlighting over is perfect. If you want to take exams, there's a lockdown browser app, and you can definitely take exams on that, quizzes, whatever it may be. I've done that many times, and it's worked out well every time. If your problem is like taking notes, but it doesn't really feel like paper and it bothers you to write on glass, you can buy an easy $20 like kind of filter that goes a screen protector, which also acts like as a Paperlike. It's called Paperlike.me, I think, and basically it just makes it feel like you're drawing on paper, adds a little friction, and it's a very enjoyable experience that it adds. So yeah, so that's kind of overall a student experience of an iPad, how I use it, what are the pros, what are the cons. So the cons kind of just being the size. You can't read as much. It's sometimes an awkward format, and you can't code. But other than that, it's really good, like really good. The processing speed is strong. I can kind of research anything I want there, take quizzes, anything I can do except really coding and the really techie stuff that some people are like some courses are asking for. I'm able to do all of that, and so I'm really happy with it. And also from a design perspective, here's a few examples of like drawings that I've done on this iPad, and I'm kind of glad that I've been able to plan it out instead of kind of using a Wacom tablet where I have to like draw somewhere and then kind of see the output come on a different screen. So this was a great replacement for that. So even though overall in computer science it kind of is hard for me to use it at all times, but I'm still managed to get through as a comp sci student with this iPad Air. So if I can do it within this domain, then I can do it in any other domain. If you're looking a bit more, if you want to see it used in other domains, I would recommend Ali Abdal's channel. He kind of uses it in medicine. He takes notes and is able to pull up a lot of things. It's also an iPad, therefore you can kind of airdrop iMessage. There's a lot of features which you can use, which all your comrades, yes, all your friends probably use MacBook Airs, iPads, iPhones, so you can share files really easily and distribute things amongst other people. It also helps because I don't have an iPhone, so I'm able to iMessage with people using this iPad. So overall, kind of a lot of benefits. Cons, again, just coding. But yeah, so if you have any other questions, please let me know. But if this was useful to you and I helped you figure out if you needed this or not, one, let me know down in the comments. Two, like, subscribe, share, comment. There's many things that you can do that can support my channel, and I would really appreciate any gesture that you're able to offer. So yeah, that was my video on the iPad Air, or that's the one I use, but on the iPad and Apple Pencil. And let me know if you have any other tech reviews, student questions that you want me to cover in the future. I will definitely make sure to read out your comments. So, see you in the next one. Enjoy.